Ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals, non-binary pals, in the technicolor rainbow in between, this is Modular Media Wrestling Podcast. Not live, we're doing this pre-recorded, but what are you going to do? I am your host, Chris
It
Boinger.
happens.
Yeah, I'm your host, Chris Boinger Gaston, and with me is my tag team partner.
The Vacuuminator. And oh, boy, I think I forgot to tell you. I have a special guest this week, actually, here with me. Um, he's been missing from the channel for quite a while. But it's great that we have him back now this week. Our good pal, his namesake is my favorite professional wrestler. Cody is here.
Oh, god damn it.
Black Series is very fun, people.
Yeah. That's Cody's favorite stormtrooper. Clone trooper, I mean.
Is it?
I think so. I don't remember. I know everybody just gives him Cody shit because it's, oh, hey, Star Wars, and it says Cody.
Yeah, meme.
Meme. Meme.
How sexy does that Gargoyles figure look, by the way?
Goddamn Goliath.
I'm so happy for all you Gargoyles fans and so relieved I'm not one of you, because NECA figures are a bitch right now.
I've gotten a couple NECA and they're fine. They're good. They're good figs.
Mhm.
But I also,
It's more the releasing that's been a pain in the ass the last couple of years.
yeah, I got a NECA 50s Godzilla? No.
Mm.
Early Showa. I think I got an early Showa NECA Godzilla.
Did you get the silver eyebrowed fuck?
I don't know. No. I don't think so.
Mm.
But I got that. He's in my little storage area. Because I
Excellent.
don't have a large flat surface to put figures, as you can, like, I have barely enough room, and you could, like, hold on. Do. There's my Busters.
Hey! I love Go Busters. That's my favorite Sentai.
Ghostbusters.
Actually, that's a lie. I like Go Kaiger best. I did a whole video on it. Go watch it. Cheap plug. We're not even into the show yet.
No. But hey, it's a wrestling show. That's 90% cheap plugs.
Hey, have you read JR's book yet?
Oh, yeah. Also, I got a tiny little trunks on top of my box for my super deformed O's, which is right here beside Orange Cassidy.
I love that you keep boxes and then put them on the same shelves as the thing they are of. It's such a different display tactic than I've ever seen before, but very you.
I also got my SH Figure Arts boxes as like books on my bookshelf.
What figure arts do you have?
Oh,
You've got Mighty Morphin Red, don't you?
Yep, but I also, hold on, I can probably pull this out easy enough. Got this guy.
Hey, nice.
I won this off of an old Toku podcast, but I don't remember the name of it.
Whoa.
It was like from Collection DX. I think they did it.
X. I know that name. I don't remember any podcasts he was on. I was gonna guess like Ranger Command Power Hour or some shit.
Nah. Yeah. Waifu armor.
It is the best armor, objectively.
But we're not here to talk about Toku. That's the Tuesday show.
Records Monday, goes up Tuesday.
See, that's where I was getting all mucked up. That's where no, this is the end of the week wrestling podcast where me and Vac talk about the wrestling we watched and enjoyed during the week, because why watch something if you don't like it?
It's a question I should ask myself.
I mean, you're not watching a lot of shit you don't like.
I am reading something I don't like.
What?
We talked about it on the Marvel show. That'll be out tomorrow.
Oh,
I've literally only gotten one more issue into Hell on Earth. That's how much I am not enjoying reading it. I'm like procrastinating on reading it.
We'll talk about it more tomorrow Saturday when we record the new Marvel No Price podcast we're doing. Have you been reading Dawn?
I can't start it until I finish Hell.
Okay,
So
okay, fine. That's understandable. Just wanted to talk.
mhm.
Well, I'll say. But first things first, speaking of hell, we got some dragons and vampires to talk about.
Yeah, toy news, everybody. We're doing the piss match first this week. Um, Boss Fight Studios has revealed the second wave of their Legends of Lucha Libre Fantasticos figures, which is a 6-inch scale. I've heard that the quality is comparable to Hasbro. However, the price is not. Fair warning for anybody who's even slightly interested in these. Typically, right now, a 6-inch scale action figure, like your boy Codes here, goes for about $22 typically. These go for $40 to $43, depending on where you're looking.
But I can understand that mindset with these characters because how many people know Vampiro, Ultimo Dragon?
Yeah. And I mean, it is a smaller company, and they are coming with more accessories than a standard 6-inch figure.
If it was a
But
$60
also,
figure, I'd say like no. But 40, it's more steep, but it seems more reasonable.
it's pushing it. You're on the edge of the line there,
Yeah.
you know?
Like I would do that for
Um,
Vampiro and Ultimo, but I don't know the other two, so like, nah, that's too much for me.
which, hey, second wave, it is Vampiro, Ultimate Dragon, Hijero Del, and Black Taurus. Um, Ultimo Dragon, I think, is like the clear favorite out of the wave for a lot of people. I'm not very familiar with Ultimo Dragon. Neither am I familiar with Vampiro or
Vampiro.
Vampiro or Hijero Del. However, Black Taurus, I've been enjoying that big motherfucker on Impact the last few weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm low key tempted by him. And like Ultimo Dragon just looks like a cool action figure.
Yeah, Ultimo Dragon's like the classic cruiserweight dude. He's the dude who won like all those belts. Do you know that
Yeah,
story?
I've seen that picture. You showed me that picture on Discord a couple days ago.
Yeah. Because I was going like someone needs to print all these different belts so you can do the whole pose.
hmm
But who was in Wave 1? I don't remember.
It was both the Lucha Brothers in their red gear because they have sort of like a you can also do independent shit contract with AEW. So they just signed a figure likeness deal with Boss Fight. And I think that's it. There's like a Wave 1.5 that's them in t-shirts, and I believe Taya Valkyrie was going to be in it, but she just got signed to WWE, so at the moment it's up in the air as to whether or not that figure is even going to happen.
Right. I know they're aiming for like more contemporary lucha stars other than like Vampiro and Ultimo. They're like more classic.
They're doing a mix. It's like we're sticking to lucha libre mainly, but we want to kind of hit on both markets.
You know what I want to see? El
What?
Santo.
Yeah, it would be hard not to go in on an El Santo because
Like
I don't think the dude's had a proper collector figure.
just imagine having a shelf. El Santo, Antonio Inoki, Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair. Just like
Which reminds me, Super 7. When the hell are you doing NJWP Ultimates Antonio Inoki? That shit's got to be coming soon. Come on.
I'm surprised they're at like Antonio Inoki for all the shit you can give him contemporary. Like you have to have a figure because he just seemed like
He's the Hulk Hogan of Japan.
Yeah, he's Hulk Hogan of Japan, but he's also kind of Andre too. Like he's a big fucking dude.
Except Andre got a figure in the NJWP line before him. What?
Weird.
Because Andre was like the prototype Super 7 wrestling figure.
Also, I can't remember his name. The dude, the main like big star of Pro Wrestling Noah, or All Japan. I mean, All Japan.
Giant Baba?
No. Eddie Kingston fucking loves him. I can't remember his name.
Low-key?
No. Like he's a Japanese wrestler. He pioneered King's Road style. Yeah, I'll figure it out. I'll tell.
I'm not that well versed in the Jap scraps.
Yeah.
But also this week,
More lucha
hey,
news.
More good lucha things. Hey, remember that meme from like 8 years ago? Um, Andrade Cien Almas has been released by the WWE. Quite the interesting story here. Very similar to some of the like pre-pandemic releases that happened, where he asked for his release privately, and then it got out that he had asked for his release. He was denied it, and then he confirmed publicly that he got his release. And like 3 days later, like an hour after Fastlane ended, they were just like, "Yeah, all right, you fuck off, mate."
Yep. I have a feeling his fiance might have had some words with management.
Yeah, and like word on the street is that Ric Flair is also a very big fan of his son-in-law to be. So they both might have been like, "Yo, Vince, step off our boy."
Either give him something to do or let him do his thing.
Mhm.
Um,
And most interesting out of this is the thing that came a day later, which is that he doesn't have a 90-day no compete clause. This motherfucker could show up at an independent show while we're talking right now, for all we know.
yeah. Though it's very likely, I think he wrestled with CMLL in Japan, so he may not Japan in Mexico, so he may likely go to his own promotion for a bit.
Mhm.
Um, and CMLL doesn't have a working relationship with AEW, so but he
He,
can go New Japan. He can go AEW. I think if he wrestles in America again, it's probably more likely AEW than Impact.
did he do a cup of coffee in Impact though? I don't remember.
I don't think he's. I think he may have had like a match, but that's it.
Hmm. Okay.
And that may have been when he was under his mask.
Yeah. Which it is worth noting, he has trademarked his name and his mask name.
Yeah. Though I don't want him back under the mask. I like him. I like the idea of like
You take the mask off, that's permanent,
yeah.
no
The
matter what
only time
promotion.
the only time it shouldn't be permanent was Rey Mysterio because him taking his mask off was bullshit anyway.
Yeah. And like the Mexican Lucha Council said it was okay. So what are we going to argue with them? You want to argue with the Lucha Council?
God damn, is there? I wonder, is there a genuine Lucha Council?
I mean, Rey Mysterio says there is, and I don't think that man is much of a liar.
Man, just like imagine all the elder statesmen of Lucha Libre, and like
Mhm.
it's not even like an
There's a
official
big
count.
statue of El Santo in a suit behind him.
Oh yeah, but like I wouldn't even imagine it's like a full on genuine council. It's just all of them texting each other, go like, "Hey, Lucha stuff, yeah."
Or like they're all sitting on like some a porch with like dried out paint and rocking chairs, and they're just drinking beers. And just Rey Mysterio walks up the steps, and he's just like, can I start wearing this again?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure."
Just don't call yourself Junior because you're not Junior anymore. That moniker is gone. You have to be Rey Mysterio
Mhm.
because that was part of like that's the thing. He's never been Rey Mysterio Jr. in WWE.
Hmm. And sadly, Dominic may never get to be King Mysterio, as
Yeah,
was originally pitched.
yeah.
Dominic seems like a good kid, but man, just the fact that he doesn't get to wear a mask really bugs me.
I think the big problem with that is Dominic was already in a WWE storyline as a kid, maskless.
Oh, really? So your face looks the same now as it does when you were 8?
No, I think it's kind of more the intent. Like Rey Mysterio comes into the scene with a mask because they stepped into a wrestling ring without a mask once. You can't just go. You can't put that cat in the box. You know
Fair enough,
that
though
may
that
be
is
the logic
something
behind
I'd
it.
low key like to do with a wrestling character one day as like a common Rider superhero type thing.
But here's the thing: you're not going under Lucha Libre. You're not going
That's
under Lucha
true.
Libre rules. You're going under North American white boy rules.
I'm the fucking invader.
Actually, no. Masks in wrestling is an American concept. Got imported into Mexico, and they just proliferated it. So now it's just a
They
Mexican idea.
improved it.
Oh yeah,
They
no.
they took our dumb idea and made it good.
Oh, very much so.
You gotta love it. But you know what else you gotta love?
Me not watching BTE except for like one or two segments that I saw in clips.
You certain person. Um, yeah, BTE was fun this week. It's very short, actually. I was expecting there to be more stuff because usually there's like a bajillion segments on BTE these days, but it was very succinct and to the point this week, which I kind of appreciate a little more. Um, but we opened on like a sting of just like Matt, not actual sting, but we opened on Matt Jackson in a suit, kind of like realizing like, oh, I'm taking phone calls and I'm asking the wife to make fancy dishes because we're having people over, even though it's a pandemic. What? I'm just casually in a suit in the house. This is weird. I might have, I might be getting too comfortable as an exec.
Don
And
Callis might be right. Because Don
mhm.
Callis's voice. This is a segment I've watched. Don Callis's voice is going over top of it, and his promo from the last week of Dynamite just going like, "You guys aren't the guys from New Japan, man."
Mhm. And you got to remember, BT started like right when they were at the height of that shit.
Yeah.
Uh, then we got a little bit where John Silver is talking to some members of the Dark Order. He's got a big old card with him that just says, "Will you join the Dark Order?" Check yes or no. And they're kind of hyping him up. And he turns around and he goes to ask Maki Ito, "Will she join the Dark Order?" She says, "No. I go back to Japan. Fuck you, simps," and just leaves. And they're so aghast. They're so upset. It's very funny.
But that's kind of how you have to treat simps, like shit.
Mm-hmm. Because he'll come crawling back. He's still got that Japanese Rosetta Stone coming.
God damn.
I low key hope he did actually get some kind of like learn Japanese thing, just so like in 3 months or like whenever the pandemic's over, Maki comes back and we get a segment that's just entirely between them in Japanese with subtitles. Um, then we got a really, really hilarious bit, honestly. Like, this is the first time I've genuinely enjoyed their sophomore comedy where the Good Brothers are backstage and Luke Gallows is like, "You've been quiet all day. Why are you so upset? Is it because we lost the titles at Sacrifice? We'll get them back. As soon as Finn and Juice get back from Japan, we'll get them back. Don't worry about it." And he's like, "We lost the titles because of you, jackass. We lost them because you can't pay attention during a match because you keep getting distracted and rolled up. And now we're not the champions because of it anymore. It's because of your gutter mind. It's because you keep get your feet out there. You fucking keep jacking your dick all the time. What do you masturbate like 7 times a day? No more masturbation. You're done. You're swearing off it for a week, and that's your punishment for losing us the titles."
Is
And Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows is like so fucking hurt by this. He's so upset. It's
is
hilarious.
the Good Brothers ongoing story right now? Bonk no more horny? Is go to horny jail?
It might be. It just might be.
Go to horny jail.
Go to horny jail. Um.
Speaking of
Then we
horny
got
jail, clergy.
yeah, we got a funny little bit where Matt Sydal is getting ready for his match on Elevation that week, and he can't find his jacket anywhere. And he's like, "Where is it?" And Ryzen just comes up to him and he goes, "You need a jacket for your entrance? My son, why don't you check the church merch table?" And so they walk him out into the hallway, and there's just this table with a bunch of wrestler entrance gear on it, clearly stolen from around the locker room as they set up last week. And he's like, "Oh, that's my jacket. You found it. Thank you." And they're like, "Oh, you like this jacket? This jacket looks good to you? You can have it for $400, but it's my jacket. I had that jacket custom made for $400. Your music is playing $400. Yes or no?" Fine. It's funny. It's cute. Cute little thing. Um, then we
I
got
real quick. Ryzen's name just reminds me of the computer processor.
yeah, I can see that.
I mean, it's
Well, can
called
see that.
AMD Ryzen.
Mm-hmm. Uh, then we got a cute little training montage of John Silver getting ready for his TNT title match on Dynamite, set to a cover, an a cappella cover of Darby Allin's theme by the rest of the Dark Order, which was great. Um, and yeah, nice little thing. Nice little thing. Gave me a laugh. And then we got some character building because immediately following the Dynamite promo, you see Matt Jackson walk off and go behind a wall, and it cuts, and the wall he goes behind, Matt Hardy is sitting there on top of like some transport containers for setup gear, and he just stops Matt Jackson and he's like, "Hey man, you okay? Seemed really hard. I know I know you're having a lot of trouble right now, and I know I'm partially responsible for that. And even though we don't agree right now, and I'm kind of your landlord, we're still friends, I think. So, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and apologize for something I did that kind of screwed you over. I'm the guy who sent Hangman the angry text. I thought I was helping you at the time. It wasn't cool. I'm sorry. You forgive me?" And Matt Jackson is just like, "That was you? That's what happened? Hangman hates us because he thinks we angry texted him? Oh, yeah." And he just walks off without answering Matt Hardy at all. Matt Hardy is like, "Where are you going?" And he walks off to the Dark Order lair. And you just see Hangman in there dancing around and celebrating with the Dark Order. They're pouring alcohol on each other and all kinds of goofy shit. And he just watches on, all sad, and walks away as BT fades out in a perfect fucking mirror image to when Hangman watched on as they celebrated with Kenny and Brandon after the Bucks won the titles.
Mm.
It's good shit. Good thematic shit.
Yep.
Really solid this week.
That also just really leans into the other Dark Order segment that came on Dynamite this week, so we'll get to that in a second.
Mm-hmm. But then we had the second episode of Dark Elevation that same Monday. Did you watch any of this?
No, I was busy doing something else and I just hadn't gotten to it.
That's understandable. I again did the thing where I just had it on the second monitor while I was doing some other stuff. Not as good as the previous week. There was no real through line like there was last week with Kenny and Seidel. But there were some decent matches I noticed whenever I looked over. Especially that main event of Layla Hirsch versus Ryo Mizunami was fantastic. Really looking forward to more from those two. But yeah, it was solid. Not much else to say other than that. It's like regular Dark, you know. It's like after the initial boom of like, oh, this is what this is. It kind of just becomes, yeah, it's fine. You can have it on while you're doing other shit. And I think that might be the last time we ever talk about Dark Elevation.
Well, something really cool happens, you know.
Fucking what's his? Oh, how did I forget his name? Wow. Okay, I'll go for someone else. Fucking Okada just debuts on Elevation. God damn my fucking mouth. Yeah, he's on that show. He's on the all women's pay per view in WWE. That's how he makes his debut. He beats the shit out of fucking Lana.
Oh man, I can't wait for the whole pandemic stuff starts loosening up because Okada is really good friends with the Bucks. He's probably going to be one of the first people to go like, "Hey, can I go to AEW for a thing? I mean, I've been doing a lot of shit here. If I go to America, I can hype up New Japan shit. Bucks, fuck yeah, we're coming and I'm hanging now. Yeah."
Yeah. Oh, that would be great. But then we did also have Impact this week, and the big notable thing from Impact this week is the paid ad by Tony Khan and Tony Schiavone featured Kenny Omega and Don Callis standing there with them. And they tried to keep it civil for a few minutes, tried to be like, oh, look, this is our champion. He's a big, cool guy. You like him. He's going to be going up against your champion in a little bit, right? And then just like with little tit for tats here and there, eventually Kenny was just like, all right, fuck this. We're out of here. We're going to the ring. Come on, Don. And then they go out and they cut this really, really solid 12-minute promo that just featured like all kinds of little references and potential setups for stuff. They name dropped Okada as one of the champions that Kenny is better than, along with like Flair, Hogan, and all the legends you can name off without getting into WWE copyright land. Um, and also, Kenny quoted the Street Fighter movie because Kenny. Um, and it was good. It was good, solid stuff. I feel like such a mark because like I watch Impact every week, but all I watch is the stuff where AEW people are there, and occasionally I'll watch the fucking Major Brothers.
How's their storyline going? Are they working together, or are they facing heel and go like arg?
I think they were facing heel going ARG, and then just recently that feud ended, and they're kind of both about to start doing other things.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Because I think they like also specifically said after they were released from WWE, we're never doing the best friends tag team thing again unless we get like these five legendary tag teams as our opponents.
Yeah, and they can't really be the best friends tag team because they're in AEW right now.
That's true. That's true. What?
Best friends. Oh, real quick, because it's not on Dynamite. Do we want to talk about Orange Cassidy's new entrance theme,
uh
or do we want to talk about it
do
when
we
it?
know have we heard it like is there a way to hear the clear version of it? Because all I've seen is that one Twitter
Bandcamp?
upload.
No, because that's on a pre-recorded bit of Dark, and it should be out next week.
Mm.
But basically Tony Khan said, "Hey, we've been trying to buy the rights to Jane, which was his indie theme. We haven't really been able to get contact with them. It doesn't seem likely, but we have gotten a new theme for Orange Cassidy that we feel fits and will make the crowd make the fans happy."
Yeah, because like I haven't openly bitched about it on here, but I low-key hate the entrance theme they've been using for him. It's just way too aggressive for his character, I feel like.
They haven't shown it officially in any manner. All we have is a fan cam for it. But the new theme is the Pixies. Where is my mind?
Sounds better, yeah. I've never heard that song before, but like it sounds better for him.
You've never heard of the? Have you seen Fight Club?
No. You notice I've told you it before, but because of your fucking personality, you don't remember shit.
Yeah, no. Guess what I'm doing right this second.
Oh, like analytical fanboys even matters anymore.
It matters to me. It's real to me.
It's still real to me, damn it. Cody, come back. You can have yourself if you come back. I'll even throw in a Cody Rhodes because I've got two other Cody Rhodes figures on back order right now from Ringside because I'm a fucking simp for the Rhodes boy.
Damn. You want to know something?
What?
It's been so long since we did an Analytical Fanboys, it's not even in my recent Google Docs.
Damn.
Yeah. So I'll have to do that later.
Wow.
But hey,
Cody?
folks, we're trying. We're getting there. We're talking to Cody.
I poke him at least once a week.
Yeah. It's just life's been hectic and we can't push too far. We don't want to burn out a friend.
You know. We could pull though. I could start pulling. And then I'll do some twisting and eventually I'll do some bopping.
See, here's the thing. You gotta switch it. and then you gotta glide it. I don't know where I was going with that. Hey,
I was just referencing Bop It because dumb
I know,
2000 shit.
I know, but like this is an acoustic bop it. Is that a realization of what I said, or the fact that I said something that dumb?
It's a realization that you're right, and I hate you. Jesus Christ, man. Why are you the smartest guy on earth?
Because I think of dumb shit.
Oh, there's fucking hair in my mouth. Honesty.
Well, you were like essentially making out with a puppy earlier, a doggo.
Yeah. No, it was definitely one of my hairs because it was jet black, but like, fucking. I don't like having my own hair in my mouth. This long beard thing, this whole gimmick I'm doing for Halloween is both a blessing and a curse because like it's super fun to just stroke your beard. I know it makes me look like a smug twat, but it's fun. It feels nice. But then like occasionally just a hair will come off and you won't notice it and it'll get in your mouth and it'll be all nasty. And you already know this because you've had a long beard for as long as I've known you.
Yep.
Um, should we talk about Dynamite?
Yeah. Hold on. I'm trying to do a thing real quick, and I was just trying to do a thing and figure it out, and now I did. Hey, hey, oh.
Nice.
Yep. So why don't you do the first thing on Dynamite this week?
All right. Well, Dynamite opens this week with Kenny Omega with Don Callis on commentary versus Matt Sydal. If Matt wins, he gets a shot at the AEW World Championship. This match was okay.
This match was a banger. I liked it. This match made me want to see more Matt Sydal.
Legit. I think I've seen a little bit more of him than you just because I've been watching Elevation now.
And Dark and yeah.
But like I was just like, yeah, this is about what I'd expect from these two going at it. There were a couple moments where I thought they were going to let him win just so they could have a championship main event next week. But like it ended fairly predictably after Kenny gave Sydal just enough rub to not make it feel like a squash match. He eventually won after a one-winged angel.
Yeah. But it's really, really solid. I really enjoyed it. I liked how kind of like back and forth they made it, and the near falls.
The most entertaining thing about this match, I think, was just what was going on at the commentary table.
Yeah.
Just like everyone's disdain for Don Callis.
And Don Callis basically being like, pretending he's oblivious to it all.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
He doesn't care. Kenny's his meal ticket. He can fucking sit here and take it from these guys and then go laugh all the way to the bank. It's a great character. He's fucking... Oh, I just realized! Don Callis is modern Bobby Heenan.
Yeah.
I don't know how that didn't hit me before.
I mean, Excalibur and Tony Schiavone are going like, God damn it, Don Callis.
Yeah, it's...
In the same tone they use for Bobby Heenan. But speaking of commentary and people who do the backstage interviewee shit, Alex Marvez, I'll try to find a segue there, is backstage interviewing the Dark Order, specifically John Silver, going like, hey, you have a title match this evening. How comfortable do you feel? And John Silver is going like, I feel comfortable, I feel confident, we've been training. And they do a couple trust falls, like a trust fall thing where it's like he's trying to avoid a coffin drop, and then they drop Alan Angels.
Yeah, 5 just falls into the background, which was pretty good physical comedy.
Yep. And then Alex Marvez leaves, having asked his interview question, and we get Hangman coming over and going like, hey, You know,
And he's been putting his gear on the whole time in the background. It's great.
putting his gear on, checking the fridge, seeing if there's beers, and going like, "Hey, go out there and win. But if you don't, know that these guys would still be proud of you." Basically saying like, "Hey, you're amongst friends. The Dark Order is good people, and we leave,
Just slowly bringing Dream Johnny into canon. I love it.
and we leave with John Silver flexing, hyping himself up for the match later on, with a painting of Brody Lee looking on." It's good. It's good shit.
And then we go immediately into "Got Friends in Dark Places." I love that. That's also a shirt now, apparently.
Which is
Hangman Adam
also
Page.
it's reference to a country song. We'll get into that in a second.
Great. Hangman Adam Page versus Cesar Bononi with pretty Peter Avalon. Excuse me. This was a decent showcase match for Hangman.
Yeah, and Cesar Bononi got some good shit in. Like he didn't. He looked comfortable.
Yeah, he looked like a big, strong guy trying to take out this little guy, and the little guy just gets a little more advantage of him because he's the name star.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, there's a country song called "I Got Friends in Low Places."
Yeah, I've heard it before.
I've got friends in low places.
Mhm. Uh, Also, just real quick, I want to give this a shout. If people haven't seen this, Cesar Bononi's having trouble with some family medical issues and shit. He talked about it on his Twitter. He plugged ways you can help him out with it. If you can, folks, go do that because he seems like a nice guy and he doesn't deserve that shit.
Yeah, no. But he seems like a cool dude. He seems like not necessarily that he has room for improvement. He has room for refinement.
He's on the come up, you know?
Yeah, because I think he has most everything good. It's just it needs to be polished up.
Mhm.
Also, I enjoy his vaporwave ring gear.
Yeah, that was great. But eventually, Hangman does win with the buckshot lariat, gets a little celebration in, cracks some page wisers. Oh, that's so much better than Hangman wisers. Thank you for switching it up, Excalibur. He cracks some page wisers, kind of cheers the crowd, and then walks off, which I think is probably the best version of the drinking beer out there gimmick that you can do during the pandemic. I'm glad that they finally came up with a fix for that.
Yeah, it's a good work. It's a good working for it. Yeah. Next up, we have a promo from Lance Archer by himself, which is the first for a while. Basically saying, "Hey Sting, we all looked up to you when we were kids and you were wrestling in WCW, but like now you're old and it's time for the new generation and the younger talent to cement its place as icons."
Fucking die, Boomer.
Yeah, but basically, hey, I respect you. I respect what you've done, but like, it's a new dawn. It's our time now.
Mm-hmm. Also, I love the location they filmed this in. It's like a completely wrecked out and destroyed warehouse with like a telephone pole coming through one of the walls. And there's literally a line in this promo about Lance Archer tearing the walls down. Oh, it was great.
I mean, you got a ton of locations like that in fucking Jacksonville, Florida.
That's true. I mean, this is like the third one they found because there were a couple of them for promos either in Winter's Coming or the Dynamite before that, I think.
Yeah.
Uh, but we then go into a recap of Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker, just putting over how amazing the match was for those who might have missed it. And then we go to Tony Schiavone talking to Britt Baker on the stage, and she gives a bit of a promo, talks about how she has basically cemented herself as a huge role model in the women's division. Calls out Mick Foley, basically says like, "Yo, thanks for the thumbs up, but I did what took you 10 years to do, or 20 years, I think she says, in one night.
Yep.
And you all are gonna learn very soon that this may be AEW, but the only initials here that matter are DMD. And yeah, it was really good, really solid. Just nice reestablishing of Britt's character coming out of this feud.
Oh yeah, especially because she hasn't been in essentially the title picture for the women's division for the past little bit, kind of asserting herself as like a big player within the women's division without just chucking her into the title storylines going on right now.
Mhm.
Uh, it's just a good heel promo. I dig it, especially shitting on fucking Mick Foley. Because if you shit on Mick Foley, everybody's gonna hate you.
Oh yeah, insta heat.
Instant heat. Mick Foley, master of the cheap pop and giver of cheap heat.
Mm-hmm.
But next we have a segment that I really enjoyed. Dasha Gonzalez is going backstage. She's trying to find Christian Cage to get an interview, while Christian is talking to a trios team that is going to be wrestling in the next segment, and basically giving some advice, listening to what they're thinking about. And
Really nice to see one of the legends being shown in character doing what I imagine, what we always hear all the legends are doing backstage there.
yeah, it seems like that's kind of Christian Cage's like part of his gimmick in AEW, but like Dasha Gonzalez comes up and goes like, "Hey, sorry, I don't want to interrupt." And Christian goes like, "No, no, no, it's fine. I was just trying to give them some tag team advice because we all know my tag team experience. What's up, Edge?" And basically him going like, "Yeah, no, I'm working. I'm trying to get a match for next week. I'm trying to do all this, blah blah blah." And then Frankie Kazarian comes in and goes like, "Hey, it's been a while since Impact. It's nice to see you. I dig the shirt. I dig the catchphrase. But there's one thing I don't really like, and it's that word right there." He pointed to work and says like, "I haven't seen you work yet." And they basically started to set up a match for next week: Frankie Kazarian versus Christian Cage in Christian's first match in AEW.
I am stupidly excited for this. And I have no reason to be. I haven't seen these guys work together in Impact, but just like something about Frankie, somebody who I've gotten to know and love through A, being one of the first AEW tag team champions, and B, just being like one of the most consistently charismatic and creative side characters on BTE. Like seeing him step up to Christian and just be like, "What's good? Let's throw down for old time's sake." I was like, okay, yeah, give me a slice of this Goku and Vegeta. Let's go.
Oh yeah, especially because Christian went and gave him a nickname, Cranky Kazarian.
Mm-mm.
No, it's Cranky Frankie.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, this is going to be a good match. This is going to be a good time. I'm excited to see Christian back in the ring, and I'm excited to see Frankie back in singles action because the last time he really had anything like that is that I can't believe it's not Royal Rumble from the first pandemic Double or Nothing.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's her names now. But I also just enjoyed the setup for the next match. Do you want to take that?
Yeah, the Pinnacle, or just Pinnacle, they seem to be referring to it as now, which is fine. I don't mind that. It works better than Dark Order as opposed to the Dark Order. So it's Pinnacle versus the Varsity Blondes and Dante Martin. This was a really fun tag match. Really good work for all these young lads. Getting it in and just mixing it up real well and getting over some character dynamics that we haven't gotten to see too much of yet on Dynamite. But that's not the real story here because ultimately it ends with Sean Spears hitting a C4 on Dante Martin and pinning him. And then after the match, Wardlow attacks Brian Pillman Jr., basically like punt kicks him out of the ring. And then Tony Schiavone comes down to talk to them. And basically MJF takes control of the microphone along with Dax the Axe. And they just have this like epic put over of the group And also like throwing the gauntlet back at Jericho, and of course Jericho, for once, for once a wrestling promotion did the "they're not even here tonight" thing, and it actually stuck. The Inner Circle was not there tonight, and they didn't make a surprise appearance to get their heat back on Pinnacle. That was surprisingly awesome.
Yeah, but they're showing themselves to be dominant in all aspects. So
Mm-hmm. And like low key, I'm behind it. I don't want them to ever do it, but I could low key get behind them as baby faces just because of how much of this promo was just Dax and Cash going like, "We're family. These men are my family." Like,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, boys hanging out together being boys. I like it.
the only spanner in that is fucking MJF, and how
Mm-hmm.
slimy he is.
Yeah. Oh my god, the bit where they tell Tony Schiavone to shut up is so good.
Since the next two things are promos, do you want me to just take the next two promos?
Uh, yeah, go ahead.
It's just because it's a promo. Team Taz cuts a promo. Taz is just going like, "Hey, you know the things that Brian Cage did that we didn't like? We've worked it out. Everything's good."
It's
While Brian Cage is
it's
just there going
fine.
like, "I'm biting my
It,
tongue." Because
but
we
it's
need to.
fine. Everything's fine. Team Taz is fine. Shut up. We're fine.
Team Taz is fine, and like Hook and Powerhouse, they seem to be like, "No, everything's good. We're fine." Ricky Starks is going like, "Bite my tongue." Yeah, everything's
It's
great.
great.
And
Hunky dory.
Brian Cage is rolling his eyes, going like, "God damn it!" And at the end, Taz goes like, "Isn't that right, Brian?" And he just goes like, "Right, I need to do my catchphrase." Yeah, it's me.
Mhm.
I'm good. Like, I'm. This is kind of interesting. I
I
don't want.
hope. Go ahead.
I don't want this to break up. I don't want this team to break up immediately. I want this to be like an internal struggle storyline, and they solve it.
No, no, no. I want. I do want them to eventually break up, but don't break up because of this just yet. Have these 2 weeks be the seed for them breaking up like a year and a half from now.
Yeah, but I like the idea of Brian Cage being big bruiser. I'm gonna fuck you up no matter what. But if push comes to shove, I'm gonna be a sportsman about it. While the rest of them are like, no, fuck that.
Mhm.
But the next thing up, we had a promo from one Mr. QT Marshall, finally explaining some of his actions for the past couple weeks. Basically going, hey, I'm really proud of what we do here in AEW. I'm really proud of the work we do. I'm really proud of the matches I've had. But any win I have in this company will always have an asterisk. Friend of Cody Rhodes. Basically saying there is an air and atmosphere of anything he does in this company that he's only here because of Cody, and he feels that's an unfair thing to lay upon him as a person.
Mhm.
So he wants to prove himself by having an exhibition match with Cody next week. And he lays out the challenge and he lays it out as basically like, hey, I want to prove myself. I want to show that I'm not hot air. And Cody comes out and goes like, you know what? I understand that this is an emotional thing for you and you're trying to process things. Yeah, I'll give it to you. Let's do it.
Yeah, and I like it's half his baby face I'm sorry Dustin thing from just after breaking up with Ali, which by the way, super weird that they put over the fact that him and his wife have known each other since they were 8 and he was having an affair with Ali like what, 3 months ago. But um it's half that and then half his gimmick from Sammy Guevara's vlogs where he's a really uppity exec guy who like hates that people are constantly hounding him for bookings on social media. And like there's a great line in this where he's like, Cody's catchphrase is due to work, but Cody gets to go home every night and sleep next to his wife in bed. I'm still working every night while my wife sleeps alone. It's
It
like, Mm.
You can feel the heel in it, but it's so sympathetic. You go like, yeah, no, I get it. Especially
It's
when like he goes like, oh, there's an asterisk by my name, Cody's friend, and because he's the heel in this situation, we know he's the heel. The crowd starts chanting Cody's friend to kind of egg him
and he
on,
just has this hurt look on his face.
and then Cody comes out and he says like, I understand you just don't want to be Cody's friend, and then the crowd starts chanting it again, and the look on Cody's face is just like, guys, come on, I'm trying to be, we're trying to work this out. I'm trying to be a good friend. Can you not? This is emotional. This is very, what's the word for it? Negative emotions. It's just bad vibes.
Hmm.
And it's just, I like how
Um,
Cody like understood it and was like, guys, come on, try it.
my my only complaint with this segment is that Dustin wasn't involved at all. When like Dustin was a key part of the angles leading into this, it's a little weird that he's not here. Like, and like an easy way to work him in is just have him come out with Cody, and instead of Arn Anderson, make him the special guest ref.
I can see that, but also like maybe instead of doing that, have, I don't know. I can understand not having Dustin, but I also don't understand not having Dustin. It's like
Yeah,
a six one way, half dozen the other. So,
yeah.
but I do
But
think
no,
this
I
is,
really enjoyed this segment.
it really paints an this is what AEW said, is that there would be no distinct definitive heels and faces, just people leaning in one way or the other. Like we know the Pinnacle leads heel. They're very, very heel. But the promo they cut is like, hey, no, we're family. We want to work together. That's a pretty babyface promo. QT here has been working heel, and this is very sympathetic.
Hmm. Um,
Almost Hangman like.
yeah. And it also plays into like Brandon Cutler's whole BTE gimmick of being the guy that makes BTE happen, even though he's like sleeping on the plane and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a
And
lot
like,
of like underappreciated gimmicks, like gimmicks that are about being underappreciated in AEW.
and you know what the best part about this segment is for me? It was proven right the next day by social media. The main thing I saw coming out of this Dynamite, aside from a match we're going to get to in a few minutes, was people saying, get QT off TV. He's the worst promo ever. He's only there because he's Cody's friend, and all he's talking about is the fact that he's Cody's friend. He's a boring, chubby guy. And I'm like, you're proving him right, you stupid fucks.
How can you say that was a bad promo? That was a very good promo. Jesus Christ. Whatever. Let's just get to the cool trios match.
Yeah. The Lucha Bros and Laredo Kid versus the Young Bucks and Brandon Cutler. This was a pretty fun match. Lots of exciting action. Really cool to see Laredo Kid back in AEW. And I can't remember, was it commentary or was it someone's review I saw that put over everyone in this match except for Brandon Cutler has had gold around their waist semi recently or currently does.
No, that was in this match. I think JR said that.
Mhm.
JR brought it up, and then Excalibur was like, "Oh yeah, no, AAA tag, AAA cruiserweight, AEW tag." But even then,
It's
Brandon Cutler held his own. He was the one who was pinned, but he was not a weak link in the match.
Yeah, and like his and the Bucks' entrance was awesome.
Yeah, it is hilarious. Him just coming out in the D&D styled gear, you know.
Yeah, and the fucking dragon mask while the Lucha Bros and Laredo Kid are wearing legit Lucha masks. You just gotta imagine they're sitting in the ring like, this fucking guy. We're gonna pin him, this fucking guy.
But no, it's a good match. It wasn't like pay-per-view, oh my god, AEW style match, but it was like a it was, let's pull out a little bit more of the stops than we need to for this match.
Yeah, because Laredo's here, so you gotta make it feel a little special. And Laredo does get the pin. He pins Brandon Cutler rather quickly.
Which
And
also leads
then,
to more ambiguity for Bucks versus Death Triangle.
yeah, because Laredo Kid is here filling in for Pac, but interesting. Um, but the match does end with Kenny coming out on the mic and calling out the Bucks and basically going like, "Guys, what you did last week was really fucking embarrassing. I asked you to just give me a simple handshake, and you told me to piss off. Do you know what I've been through in the last few years? Do you know where I've been at personally, emotionally, career wise? I made the choice to come here instead of going to greener pastures or staying where I was at. I chose to come help with this company. I put together that whole first Fighter Fest pay per view, and then it blew up in my face, and everybody abandoned me. And Hangman was the drunk was the only one by my side. I chose you guys repeatedly, and you never chose me back. Last week was just the latest time. And so, you know what? I am so fed up and so pissed off, and anger and feeding into that anger has been the one thing that's gotten me where I'm at now. It's the one thing that got me to this championship. So I'm going to ask you one more time. Are you in or are you out? And they just shake their heads and walk away. And he's like, all right, we're fucking done. And turns around right into a double super kick from the Lucha Brothers. And that sets up a match with them and the Good Brothers next week. And they come up, and I wonder if they legit broke his face or if he bladed. Um, but like, great shot. We used it to advertise this episode on Twitter of just Kenny being held up by the Lucha Brothers, looking completely dazed and out of it.
Oh, it was good. It was a good. Uh, no, it was just a good little bit of just Kenny reinforcing the idea that to join him is to submit. Do what I say. Do as I say. You know.
Mm-hmm. I am the god now.
Yep. And the Bucks just not having it. I also really like the one line Kenny said of like, "You could have been hanging out. If this was a high school cafeteria. You could have been hanging out with me, the cool, popular jock. But instead, you're hanging out with people like Brandon Cutler, making joke and reference
You're
to the
at the
fact that
D&D table.
you're at the D&D table with the nerds,
Mm-hmm.
which is just isn't that it's a neat little thing, like referencing and understanding the gimmick of the other people around you. Also, like the Lucha Bros just getting a little bit of a comeuppance, so he doesn't look like, because he did come off a little strong, and he also took away from their win. So it's just like, fuck you.
Yeah. And like that, oh, that free man next week or six man next week, that's going to be fun.
Yep. Trios. Uh, Next up, we have a little video package for Jade Cargill, just hyping her up, saying like, "Hey, look how tall she is. Look how strong she is. Look how much she looks like Storm.
He
Yeah,
doesn't like Red Velvet very much.
yeah. They're gonna have a fight. Well, look at him.
Yay!
She's tall. She's short. It's gonna be fun."
Then we got a trailer for
Your new favorite show.
God damn it. I'm gonna have to fucking watch this every week and talk about it on this show, aren't I?
Yeah, but it's your boy, so you'll love it.
I mean, who am I kidding? I enjoyed Ms. and Mrs. for like the first season and a half, so I'll probably enjoy this. Oh, why am I garbage?
I mean, we already watched wrestling.
It's true. And I mean, like, there's some fun, interesting stuff in this. Like, looks we're gonna get Preston Vance without his mask and MJF out of character. Gonna be interesting to see what that's like.
I bet you he's still in character, and that's just like one weird bit they found.
Mm.
Because the Rhodes are getting a reality TV show.
Roads to the top.
That's actually kind of a clever name. I'd like it.
It is. It is. All I can say is, you know, I low key hope the format for it is A plot is whatever's going on with Cody and Brandy. B plot is whatever's going on with Dustin that week.
That'd be fun. And Dustin just gets into. Dustin goes full Uncle Grandpa.
Yes.
Dustin, why are you eating cold pizza?
It was all that was left in catering after I finished training the girls.
But there's chicken wings right there. Don't ever
It
bring
was
up.
all that was left.
It's all that there's left. What? What's the...
Dustin,
Oh
why
my
did
God.
you Dustin, why did you order a giant barrel of cornstarch? Because it's a reality show and we gotta have jokes.
I'm trying to get a.
You got the next thing.
I know. I was trying to get a piece of candy out of my bag. Next up, we have a promo from one Mr. Eddie Kingston and Jonathan Moxman.
Jonathan Moxelton.
Jonagon Moxelgar.
Edith King of Lillington.
Yep. You know what I was making a reference to, right?
Yeah.
Blackagar Boltagon.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
There's a Marvel character whose superhero name is Black Bolt, folks. And you want to know what his real name is? Blackagar Boltagon.
Jack Kirby was just the most creative man.
That's why I say you need Kirby, but you need Stan Lee to filter him. But basically, it was Kingston and Mox going like, hey, you guys brought a gun to a knife fight. Y'all fucked up.
Mm-hmm. It was good. It was solid. I liked it.
Yep.
But something else I really liked was the Native Beast, Nyla Rose with Vicky Guerrero versus Ty Conti. Never going to get used to the correct pronunciation, am I? With the Dark Order, this was a fucking great match, and it seemed like the entire wrestling world came together to say that this week. Because just like everybody this morning was just going like, you know what? AEW's pretty damn good at booking. We were all thinking about like, wow, Ty has really improved. She's really on the come up. Even though Nyla's kind of the bigger, scarier heel, she deserves the win here. And then she gets the win. Ty wins by pinning Nyla after a DDT and a whole bunch of fancy arm drags. And like, AEW knows how to book things.
Yeah.
The people who need to win, and the people who need to lose.
And also, surprise, surprise, the women's division is functioning now. It's almost as if they needed it, like, they had a lot of setbacks, and, like...
And I also love how just, like, Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer this morning, because, let me say this publicly. Chris recommended these to me. Well, I've been listening to podcasts at work again. Work is so much better now. But I was listening to Wrestling Observer this morning, and Dave Meltzer is just going on and on about how, like, you know, if I was Vince, I would be fucking embarrassed right now. Because you have how much money for your training budget? You spend how much on making this massive fucking facility? And you had this girl, and you couldn't do anything with her? And then she goes to this other company, and within like 6 months...
That's 3 hours away. 3 hours.
Within 6 months, because of the guy who was just whittling away backstage at Raw every week, she has prospered and grown so much that like now she's doing semi-main events and is being a legitimate draw.
And being set up for the title picture.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of this, the heels heal it up, because of course they do. But then The Sheeta family appears.
Like, it even makes sense from like a Vince booking perspective, because she's a gorgeous fucking blonde lady who's gonna come and take the title from a Joshi.
Yeah. Also, the bunny came out. She's back in wrestling picture. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. And like Matt Hardy going on about like the women's eliminator title tournament was bullshit. Bunny should have been in that. She's a great wrestler. And I was like, oh my God, you're right.
And like, because here's the thing, a lot of people are just going on about, oh, the women's division is booked at a lower quality than the men's division. Not necessarily that it was bad.
Not quite there yet, mate. It's not quite ready yet, is it? It's a little off. It's getting there. It's a bit of a stinky nugget, isn't it?
Yeah, but now someone's been in there.
Yeah.
We're quoting dank pods for people.
Our new favorite channel.
It's so good. Go watch Dank Pods. He doesn't need our fucking suggestion, but go watch him anyway.
He has so many more subscribers than we do. Hey, Dank Pods, could you plug us back, please?
But but legitimately, what were we going on about? I don't remember.
Just like Tay has improved so much,
but like in this show alone, how many women's division storylines do we have developed and go forward? We had Britt Baker reinstating herself as a mainstay in the women's division. We had Jade Cargill and Red Velvet being hyped up some. And now we have Nyla.
We had finally some solid representation for Nyla and Vicky.
Yep, Nyla Vicky had some stuff. Tay Conte is set up to be a number one contender for the belt. We have Sheeta defining herself as like basically justice keeper of the women's division.
Mm-hmm.
And Bunny is asserting herself as like, hey, fuck you for forgetting about me. I'm inserting myself into this picture.
Yeah. It's good. It all works together. I like it.
It's like poetry. It rhymes. There's a lot to be excited for with all of this. I can't wait to see Bunny do some interesting things, especially.
Like, dude, here's the thing. I got home from work last night and I was so fucking tired. I legitimately was like, I can work out, but that's probably about it. I don't know if I want to stay up for Dynamite tonight. I might watch it right when I get home tomorrow. But I pushed through and I watched it with a bit of a delay. And oh man, was I so glad I did. Because like this isn't a phenomenal, like big angle Dynamite, but there's so much solid little stuff in here that it all just added up together to make a wonderful little content meal.
Yeah. Especially with...
We're not even done with it yet.
Yeah, we're not even done. Especially with the next bit, we have a really cool hype package, video package, for Kip and Miro versus the Best Friends and Arcade Anarchy.
Yeah.
I love the framing of this because Miro never once says, I want this match. I'm going to win. It's him going to Kip saying, you want this match. You're going to win. You got to do it. Basically saying, like, I don't give a shit. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to fight. This is up to you. If you
but in the guise of being a supportive friend.
If you fuck up, it's on you. I am not picking up your extra weight, essentially. And then you have the Best Friends in Orange Cassidy, like Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy, on the same page, going like, hey, guess what? We can take punishment, and we can dish it back. Fuck y'all.
Mm-hmm.
It's just good. It's good shit. Especially like the video game theming of the video package, the electric music, and the game start at the beginning of it.
Yeah.
It was good.
Solid. I almost hope we get something like that before the entrances. Like player 1, player 2.
Oh, yeah. That'd be fun. Also, Orange Cassidy just gets in with a lot of the one-off gimmick matches. The Mimosa Mayhem.
The parking lot brawl.
He wasn't in that. That was just best friends. He showed
No,
up, but
no, he guest starred.
yeah. And now Arcade Anarchy. Do you think Trent's gonna make an appearance?
God, I hope so. I miss Trent so much.
Yeah. Like when Trent comes back, it's gonna be hype because Trent's cool.
God. Yeah, low key, I really want Trent back. And like, we've been doing some tag stuff, playing around with groups for a while. Could we like maybe have Trent get a push for the TNT title with the other two backing him up?
That'd be
I
fun.
think that'd be fun. Yeah. But we then go into some announcements for next week. We're gonna have Sheeta and Conti versus Bunny and Rose. Should be a very solid tag match. Omega and the Good Brothers versus Laredo Kid and the Lucha Brothers was also announced. And they reaffirmed that we're getting Christian Cage versus Frankie Kazarian. And then we went into a video package from Scorpio Sky hyping up a match that he has on Elevation.
With Matt Sydal or Mike Sydal?
Mike Sydal.
Mike. God damn, fuck their parents naming them with names with the same first initial.
How much you want to bet that's not their shoot names?
I know.
They chose those names because rhyming and we can be brother tag team.
I mean, I think they are shoot brothers, so.
Yeah, they're definitely shoot brothers.
It's
they
like the Jacksons. Alike. Their name's not Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
Do you I'm pretty sure you have looked it up. Do you know what their names were in Impact? Nick and Matt Jackson?
Matt and Max Buck.
Yeah. So they could still be called Young Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
So dumb. So good. But we have the main event of the evening, which is not dumb. It was beautiful and excellent. John Silver with the Dark Order versus Darby Allin for the TNT Championship. This is Big Beefy Boy versus Thin Skinny Boy to a T, without playing into any of the weird size dynamics that you have to play with Darby Allin. You just got to be a regular wrestler.
I love this match.
It's good.
For the first time in a long time, there were legit moments in this match where I was sitting there going, come on, you got this, come on. Like, man, I dead thought they were going to put the title on John twice during this match.
Oh, yeah, and there's one moment near the end that's just pure heartbreaking because John Silver's just ranking in a pin. He's going hard. He's trying to keep it on good, and he goes too far, and the foot goes over the belt, the ring rope. And it's just like, he's out. Mm-hmm. You can't keep the pin. And it's just like, God damn it. Man. Because that would have been a 3. He would have won.
Yeah. And like him doing the homage to Brody Lee and using Anna Jay's submission, just like such good character building. Reminding those of us who watch BTE, but also informing his character for the people who don't. Such a smart, well-booked match by both these guys.
Oh, hell yeah. Really
Especially
good.
Because there's a brief outside brawl, and Sting comes in to kind of break it up, and everybody's just immediately like, "Oh, sorry, Dad. Sorry, we're gonna go. We're over here.
Sorry, Spoopy Dad. We'll be Spoopy children over here." But it is a hard fought match. Darby does eventually win with a code red. While John Silver's trying to do a Brody tribute, Darby counters it perfectly. At the end, John Silver's on the ground. He's beaten. He's sad. But Sting then goes up, picks him up, and he goes like, "Oh no, what's gonna fucking happen?" And Darby goes around to him, holds up a fist as a sign of respect, and it's just like, man.
And the second they actually touch fists, Matt Hardy grabs Darby's legs, drags him down, and just a fucking like insane frantic brawl. Like, people criticize this angle for being like the umpteenth massive brawl they've done. But like this is the most unique one they've done in a while. So many people moving so fast, I could barely tell what was happening.
Because it was Hardy Family Office, which is just a clunky enough name for a faction that makes you hate it.
But I prefer Matt Hardy Empire,
Yeah,
which was the name he was using on social media last week.
yeah. Maybe it's just things had to be moved around. Beating down the Dark Order, and then Darby goes like, "Nah, fuck this shit." Starts beating up people. Teconte comes back out, still in her ring gear, comes in, starts beating up the bunny, and that's the match set up for next week now.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Like,
no, it is the tag team.
it's a massive brawl, but it's building into character stuff that's been going on.
Also, it just informs Matt Hardy being a merc. He's just there for the
Mm-hmm.
money.
Yeah.
And if you look at it that way, the Dark Order's been getting a lot of matches lately because people like seeing the Dark Order. So if he fights the Dark Order, he's probably going to get
They're,
matches.
they're taking food off of Matt's table.
God damn, that should be a fucking BTE segment.
Mhm. And fucking, I love the bit during the actual match after the Sting breaking things up bit. He goes over to the other side of the ring, and Private Party are about to jump the barricade to attack Sting, and Matt Hardy's just like, "No, we don't. He's not a problem. We're not going after him. Don't be stupid."
Not yet. It's
Mhm.
Penguin telling his boys, "You don't fight Batman. I'll fight Batman. You don't fight Batman.
You fight Robin and the cops. Batman is my job.
You'll just get beaten." I just built my camera. You'll just get beaten, and then we'll have less men.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, yeah, that is kind of what Matt Hardy's whole deal feels like. It feels like the Penguin or like a mob boss.
Especially like club owning Penguin.
Yeah, because look, he has the high flying Private Party being fucking
Flashy
VIP.
henchman.
Yeah, and then you have Butcher, Blade, and Bunny being psychotic fucking sociopaths.
Oh my god. If he's Penguin, then that makes Private Party Punch and Judy, and the freebies are Professor Pig.
Nah. No. Butcher's Professor Pig. No, Blade's Professor Pig. Butcher is Killer Croc.
Does that make Bunny Baby Doll?
Yeah.
Somebody do that fan art.
So dumb. And if you don't want to do Punch and Judy, make a marionette and mime.
Yeah.
It's the same characters, just created by Jeff Johns.
I'm impressed that you were able to come up with that shit considering how little you know about DC.
Bro, I read Doomsday Clock.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was I was watching a review of or listening to a review of Free Jokers at work today. It sounds like a stinky nugget.
It, yeah. It tried to do something. It tried to do something.
Hmm. Too little, too late, from what I could tell.
Yeah. It's not like it's canon right now anyway. It was
Yeah,
Black Label, which is like their new version of Elseworlds.
but it was set up by Rebirth number one. And now
No,
it doesn't
it
matter.
wasn't set up by Rebirth. It was set up by the Dark Side War.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, DC, you fucking hot mess of a company. Why do I like you?
At least when Marvel acts like a hot mess, it's like really fucking weird,
Yeah.
you know? Or it just goes like, why are you doing that specifically? Like, hey, we got 10 Avengers books. Why?
Because Jonathan Hickman wants there to be.
No.
Or was that Bendis? That was Bendis, wasn't it?
Because there was US Avengers, there was Uncanny Avengers, there was what was the one with Hawkeye?
West Coast Avengers?
No, there was also a West Coast Avengers. So it was what was the protest at Wall Street a couple years ago?
99%?
It was something like that, but like it was an Avengers book based off of a concept like that, but it only starred Hawkeye.
All right.
Yeah, yeah. And Uncanny
Hawkeye
Avengers
and
is
Green Arrow are not the same character, people.
no, but now there's only one Avengers book, unless you count Savage Avengers, which
Which, by the way, to bring it back to wrestling, I thought of a really dumb comics analogy today at work. If Elon Musk is the Lex Luthor of real world billionaires, that means Tony Khan is the Oliver Queen of real world billionaires. Like, he's trying. He's really trying. People like him. He's doing a lot of good stuff, but he's still a billionaire.
who would be the Bruce Wayne?
Sadly, I don't think we have Bruce Wayne.
Does that make Vince McMahon Justin Hammer?
Yes.
Because
No, you know who Bruce Wayne is? Bill Gates. Because Bill Gates is doing a lot of good shit later in life.
yeah, no, Vince McMahon is Justin Hammer because he really tries to make things. They just always break. Oh boy! Oh boy!
I cannot wait until Karrion Kross gets to the main roster and they just immediately do a cucking storyline with him and Scarlett.
Oh god!
Everybody who's enjoying that on NXT right now, just know he's not saying TikTok time is up for the NXT roster. He's saying it for himself.
Goddamn! Is that Vince McMahon's fetish?
I think so, considering how much he did it not even a few years ago, like last fucking year.
He's done this since the Attitude Era. Remember Austin and The Rock and Austin's wife?
Yeah, and and oh my god,
And Dustin and
have
his
you heard
wife
about
after Goldust.
Yeah,
Oh my god! It's been in front of us the entire time. Vince McMahon has a cuckold fetish.
mm-hmm. Have you But like, to bring it back to current stuff, I meant to ask you before recording. Have you heard about the shit going down with the Peacock uploads?
That they suck, and there's only like a few pay-per-views up.
We were talking about that last week, but what's going on, what people have discovered this week is that they're going out and removing potentially offensive content. Like the match where Roddy Piper is in half blackface, that's not on Peacock, but that WrestleMania is sans that match. There's one other thing they've removed so far, and people are like, oh, that's why they don't have the backlog up yet. They're gonna butcher the fuck out of it before they upload it.
Attitude Era and ECW.
We're never... If anybody has downloads of those original versions, you better get that shit up on uTorrent right now.
Because ain't no fucking way are they not gonna censor the fuck out of the Attitude Era WCW,
ECW,
in its entirety.
The beginning of the Ruthless Aggression era is up for grabs too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh man, early WWE content is about to become like the original Star Wars cuts.
The only thing 80s is pretty sanitary.
Okay, I'm sorry, like, not heyday. What's the right term? Peak era WWE content.
Because like from the 80s till the early 90s, that's classic generation and new generation. And then we get into the Attitude Era, and that's when things start going into a harsher edge, and then we Ruthless Aggression.
Oh my god, all the DX bits that we're never gonna see again.
Oh my god. Oh my god, how many times are they gonna have to censor out Suck It?
They're gonna...
If they do that, who knows?
Dude, future generations may not know about Mae Young giving birth to a hand.
Do you think they're gonna get rid of the Nation of Domination?
Cut out an entire faction. Holy shit!
What about the other faction that's basically South African apartheid supporters?
What about what? Have you seen what Apollo Crews is doing right the fuck now?
Man, fucking Eddie Guerrero's brother. I can't remember his name.
Chavo.
Chavo Guerrero when he did the white character.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, JBL's border bit. The list goes on and fucking on, dude.
Oh my
Vince,
god.
what did you do? What did you do, Vince? You ruined it all. You fucking bastard.
Dear God, this is fucking hilarious.
Uh,
Oh my god.
just to throw out a Vince bit, he's gonna puke.
Oh yeah. What about like hardcore shit like Stone Cold threatening to kill Vince McMahon with the bang gun?
I could see that going either way.
Or him being blown up in the limo.
Oh, that's gone. That's definitely gone.
Also because that's semi-related to Chris Benoit.
The Benoit episode is gone.
Well, yeah, that's kind of been gone for a while.
Yeah, but like now it's super gone.
Super gone.
Um,
What if they just get rid of all of Chris Benoit? Because they kept some of the older matches he had with other people because they always listed it as, oh, whatever wrestler versus a competitor. They didn't say his name, but it's just like versus a competitor.
what about? What about the post 9/11 episode? Would they keep that?
Yeah, they'll keep that because that wasn't. They
That
might
was a
get rid of
positive
Muhammad
thing.
Hassan. They might get rid of Muhammad Hassan.
Mm.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Did you watch his interview with CVV from a few months back? He seems like actually a really nice guy. He's working on an independent comic.
I don't blame the guy who played Muhammad Hassan. I blame Vince McMahon for Muhammad Hassan.
Yeah.
Whenever there's ever janky shit in WWE, I never blame the wrestler. I always like fucking Vince. You know?
Also, like, folks, this is what you get for just weeks and weeks of us avoiding WWE. It's got to come out eventually.
Yeah. Thank God for AEW though.
Mm-hmm.
Because now we don't have to worry about wrestlers we like getting dumb storylines.
Well, I mean, we still kind of do. I'm like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Becky, maybe just be a stay-at-home mom for the rest of your life.
Ugh.
And like,
Doofy.
Asuka, I'm sorry, Asuka. I'm genuinely sorry for what's happened to you.
Yeah.
She's the fucking champion, and she's an afterthought in her own WrestleMania match.
Yep. But that's what happens when you're Japanese in WWE.
Mm-hmm. Vince McMahon is a guy who unironically says, Japanese, Chinese, dirty knees, look at these, who cares, what's the difference?
Yep. Vast swaths of cultural heritage and shit, you know?
Yeah.
But that was MMWP, not live.
Yeah.
Overall,
Not live via not satellite.
not live via Discord, which may be bought by Microsoft, but may also not be. It was kind of up in the air.
Oh, I hadn't heard about that. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. But in the meantime, tell the people who you are, where they can find you, and what you can do about that.
Hey everybody, I'm the Acuminator. I am a YouTuber who deals in toy reviews and media analysis. However, I'm currently on hiatus, so no new content to promote at the moment. But if you want to check out my backlog, you can do that at youtube.com/thevacuuminator, TheVacuuminator. I'm also on social media at The Vacuuminator on Twitter for random thoughts and jokes and things, and Instagram at _Vacuuminator for figure photography that I take. This guy will probably show up on there eventually. Also, I'm on another podcast on this channel without Boingo. Actually, we have two podcasts we do together currently, and there's one that I do with Buster Miriam of Buster Core. We do Twit This Week in Toku every Tuesday on the channel, discussing all the latest episodes and news from the wonderful world of Japanese live action special effects.
Yep. And I am Chris Boingo Writer Gaston. You can find me on YouTube at Boingo Writer. I do video essay and editorials kind of stuff. Things are ramping up. It's gonna be big. We're gonna have some content. We're gonna have content. Gonna be very cromulent. You can find me on there. You can also find me on the Twitter at Boingo_Writer, Instagram at Boingo_Writer, and as always, you can join my Discord server. A link to that is in the description. Any final words for the people back?
Banana, Aussie, Diploma, Cody, Poggers.
Why the fuck do you have to say fucking poggers?
Because